Wisconsin is what's called a community property state. That means that the state says that when the two of you get married, that all of your property is lumped into a big pot and it becomes community property. The law assumes that that property will be divided 50-50 regardless of when you got it, whether you came into the marriage with it or whether you acquired it during your marriage. So community property, it means that when you enter into a marriage, all of your property is presumed to be marital property, regardless of in whose name that property is in. And so even if the home is only titled in one of your names, that property becomes marital property and is subject to division unless that property was acquired by gift or inheritance. But the court can deviate, meaning not follow that the presumption that everything is divided 50-50 based upon a number of factors, such as the property brought to the marriage by either of you. So debts in Wisconsin are divided in the same way that assets are, that all debt that was taken out, regardless of when that debt was incurred, whether before your marriage or during your marriage, is presumed to be marital and presumed to be divided 50-50. So that means that each of you is responsible for half of the debts. Student loans in Wisconsin are treated differently than other debts because the courts assume that the person who has taken out that student loan debt, that is the person that is going to benefit from the education that was paid for. And so in Wisconsin, typically the person who has the student loan debt is going to be the person that will stay responsible for that debt and the only person that will be responsible for that debt, meaning that the spouse will not be responsible for half of that debt like other debts. So the marital home is divided just like any other asset. That the marital home is 50% one spouse's and 50% the other spouse's. And how you deal with that marital home depends on your situation. It's possible that one person may stay in the home, keep the home, and have to buy the other person out of his or her equity in that home. You could also sell the home and split the equity and the proceeds from that sale equally. It really depends on your situation, how you want to deal with the marital home, but regardless, that is a marital asset and each of you is entitled to 50% of the equity in that.